Hey everybody, welcome to Eve Echoes Radio. I'm Frankie, your DJ, and we've been away for a little bit, but we're back now. So as I always say, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, pilots and capsuleers alike. Whatever time it is, you're here with us on Eve Echoes Radio at eveechoesradio.com. We've been gone for about 2 weeks while I was recovering from some really intense oral surgery. I had all my teeth removed, and you might even be able to notice the lisp that I still have. But we are back now, and whoa, there's a lot of news to cover. I mean, really. Jesus. From the insane new update and the approach of T8 to a number of intense battles and wars that have continued to blossom across New Eden, we're glad you decided to listen in because boy, there's a lot to tell you. Now, to welcome you all back, we're going to play our first song, and it's by Panic at the Disco. So, you know, we are a bit late to the party on this, but damn, T8 already? Feels like just a few months ago we were all one tier doing the tutorials. Wait, yeah, that's right. We were. In other news, T8 has slammed like a truck over this week with faction battleships scheduled to start hitting the market by Monday. That's absolutely insane though. The skills for those won't be the best you can get for quite a while. We also got interceptors, some sniper cruisers, and other cool things like T3 rigs, which is really cool. We here at EER cannot wait to see how the markets shape up and adapt to the influx of stuff that's come in. So, there's this duplication glitch, and what's interesting about it is that we've received multiple reports, like a lot of reports, of a duping glitch that utilizes the market system and canceling a sell order at the same time as you buy it on another device. And that will copy that item. Headshot Fox 77 on Discord has brought us some in-depth details on it, with multiple attempts confirmed by other sources independent of the Fox. It is likely that this has been in use all across the market and has contributed quite a bit to some of the instability we've seen in the past few months. Well, since the game started. While our reporters completely failed to replicate this bug, we found multiple people that support the existence of it and have confirmed that they've tried it in high and low tier items alike. If this is true, then this needs to be a high priority bug fix as it undermines the sanctity of the market and allows people to easily game the system into getting high wallet totals and flooding the market with items that should have a way higher rarity than this allows. This makes us worry a bit about how this is going to develop. With respect to the future, the devs have put up more information on the November 25th patch. Apparently, this is going to increase the rates of mid or low slot drops by pirate NPCs, and it will half the rate of Dead Space module drops, which is insane. Look at the price, folks, because they're liable to double. In that same announcement, they also put forward an idea about a system of getting the better quality Dead Space modules. A crazy crafting system that reprocesses Dead Space modules into Dead Space materials that can be combined with Dead Space blueprints and Dead Space data cores to make a better Dead Space stuff. That sounds intricate as hell, and with the lower Dead Space drops, expect the better Dead Space stuff to actually rise, and cost a fortune in the future. But it is interesting that the devs are looking into increasing the power level of the game and thinking about all those fancy officer tier weapons that they could put into the game to make everything that much deadlier. Our old buddy Nero Augustus from NE drops another cool tidbit about an upcoming feature in one of his trademark Discord drop-ins. He went a bit more in-depth about the corporation citadels. Apparently modules for it will be able to spawn condensed belts, mine moons, and potentially give bonuses to entire constellations. Seems like these will be way more valuable than previously supposed, especially considering that they'll claim sovereignty on top of all that. Little things like this definitely keep our hopes on track. They stand atop the Terran Federation and hold the weight of the sky on their shoulders. The Atlas Empire has prospered while growing a community of efficient pilots that value ambition and teamwork in pursuit of their goals. In time, Atlas grew weary of standing in the garden and bearing the weight of the stars above. So too does the Atlas Empire look out across null space and yearn to have that land as their own. If you join the Atlas Empire, you will be given the opportunity to find a new niche and to prosper in. Whether that is to build ships for the Empire's fleets or to fly those ships to the destruction of the Empire's enemies. No matter, the Empire has a place for you. To enlist in the Empire, reach out to Damon Zell, number 3082. That's DAEMONXEL, number 3082, on Discord to send up a voice interview. Will you help Atlas bear the sky? Or will you be crushed under their footsteps? In case you haven't heard, you're listening to Eve Eckers Radio. That's EveEckersRadio.com or on the Google Play Store. So, let's get into this massive freaking war that's been going on forever. Wow. When we last covered the GenFed DP battles, well, that's all they were. Battles. Now it's full-scale war with massive propaganda machines cranking out information on both sides. In the time since our last coverage, 2 weeks, the war has turned from a simple territory and respect dispute into an all-out war for the future of the game. In the first few days of the war, Genesis Federation scouts entered space that hadn't been accessible to them before because of treaties between factions. And according to GenFed, those scouts stumbled onto the reason those treaties were so fiercely enforced. Videos, images, and kill mails have stacked up high as proof of a monolithic potting operation based out of Faithopolis and other DP-controlled regions. Many independent sources have seen similar activity, with key hallmarks of bot control being instant and simultaneous warp-outs of ships that can't all be in a single fleet, pods returning to the battlefield after being destroyed many times at the same battlefield until they are just pods, and other behaviors that don't make any sense if the accounts are being controlled by actual human beings. While DP has struck back against these accusations with their own, the quality of DP's proof is markedly lower, with grainy pictures, strange videos of station camping and fighting fleets that have nothing to do with it, and constant promises of more proof that has a hard time appearing in any legitimate fashion. Constant attempts have also been made to turn this into an East versus West or racism issue, but Eve Eckers Radio has seen no proof to back up these claims. Alright, in other news, the Comatbro outpost was previously owned by SHH, but has now fallen to the combined might of 24 alliances that came together to strike it down. This battle lasted hours and included hundreds on hundreds of blank screens, reconnecting messages, dropped fleets, and plenty of server rage. However, it finally ended with SHH losing their outposts to the volleys of their enemies. Of course, this wouldn't be New Eden if all that had happened was a chorus of good fights and local. You see, SHH went straight into damage control mode, claiming victory in the ISK battle with a claim of 8 billion losses to 24 billion kills. The opposing alliances took a little while to fight back against this, as they had to tally their own totals, but they definitely found the numbers to be at least a little different. In fact, when SHH's kill mail collection was fact-checked in a basic round of audits, they were found to be beyond suspect. Kill mails on different days, kill mails in different systems, kill mails that just weren't relevant or close to the battle at hand were all thrown into the mix, and according to the opposing alliances, they were also underreporting their losses by a pretty damn good margin. While SHH may still be able to claim the ISK victory, it's almost entirely through creative and largely fraudulent accounting. Kind of defeats the benefit of claiming victory by lying about it, guys. And on top of that, this comes down to our deep need for public kill boards, so we can actually figure out what the hell is going on here. And that's a really great segue. So, Sky News is one of the largest Echo's news outlets out there and commands a striking presence in the Russian community. However, they have a very good subtitles and are a impressively high quality news outlet that has been covering Echo's news from the beginning. If you're interested in getting good quality video content on the game that we all love, then check out Sky News on YouTube. Their show is consistently one of the best available. And now it's time for the Eve Echoes Radio Frankie's Contest Secret Phrase for 10 million ISK. Remember, what you have to do is go on the Discord and you have to find me through the Eve Echoes Discord. You have to DM me a phrase. And the phrase this week, or the phrase for today, is Crazy Pirates Blew Up My Ships. That's Crazy Pirates Blew Up My Ships. DM Frankie on Discord. Find me, DM me, be the first one to do it, and you will get at least 10 million ISK. That's Crazy Pirates Blew Up My Ships. Do you have a cool story about your experiences in the game? Do you know something about interesting ops hiding under people's noses or massive fleet battles that have gone unreported? Do you want to get some easy ISK for a bit of information in an interview? As mentioned earlier, just contact us at EER News and see if your story is worth a news bounty of up to 10 million ISK. That's Eve Echoes Radio at gmail.com. You're listening to Eve Echoes Radio, old chap. Well, this little bit here was written by Gex member HBOM. And I'm not exactly sure. We did this in dress rehearsal, and I'm not exactly sure how I want to do it, but we are Gex Trading Federation. We will not quit here. We are for the duration. Mining and writing while defending ourselves, we will never be put on the shelf. Building our ships to help us make ISK. Mining and writing, yes, we take that risk. New Eden is where we spend our time. It's where I came up with this rhyme. Friendly and helpful, our members are great. You just lost a ship, there's no need to wait. Replacement ships can be made very quick. Just message the corp, you can take your pick. Even if industry is not your thing, we need PvP players and the skills that they bring. Providing security for hard-working miners, blowing up people who are on crime timers. Practicing skills with help from veterans, killing all the pirates and the scupper of their plans. Why would you join us? I hear you cry, because we are helpful with the things we supply. Jay Gex is our leader and he's a really nice guy. Send him a message if you want to apply. We are almost full. Need a few more people, though, even those who follow Eve Echoes lore. I'll leave it here, don't want to go in too much. My ore hole is full and I need to empty and such. I hope there's no gate camps on my way home. When I get back I may go for a roam. Don't let ships suffer from deterioration. Come join us in the Gex Federation. That's Gek's. And now we're going to get to our next song. Now on to the market news to see what crazy things the update and the approach of T8 and balancing changes have done to the prices. So, general market news. When we last checked in on them, Dead Space small autocannons were worth 15 million per cannon. Now they're about 12.8, which is a pretty stable point for them as far as we've seen. This is likely to change with Dead Space loot changes that are coming on the 25th though, so now isn't a bad time to stock up. Dead Space medium autocannons have more than doubled their value since we last checked, with an average price of 10.5 million compared to the 4.5 we saw them last. This is high and likely to continue to climb. The ore market's not very interesting. Head Brigade has regained a bit of the value with the price average around 700, only 30k, 30 ISK increase. That is not a bad price for the ore. Crocite demands 2,000 ISK price now. That's a 500 ISK increase since we last checked. Bestote increased about 120 up to 1,900. And Arcanor is literally still at 2,000 ISK, which is what we reported 2 weeks ago. Mercoxic is still as useless as ever and still sitting at a price of just below 900. Should be a very good investment for those looking for long-term growth, though. Can't wait to get a good look at how T8 hits all these prices in the future, for real. Plex has a nice price of 460K right now, and that's liable to go up as more of the player base approaches T8 and starts cashing in for the great new ship editions. We think it likely that it will soon break 500K, but won't that be nice for the investors? Remember, the best time to buy Plex was at launch for pennies, but the second best time is always now. And I tell you right now, you've been listening to Eve Echoes Radio. That's eveechoesradio.com or our app on the Google Play Store. Also, we have a YouTube where we rebroadcast all our broadcasts with music or without music, and that will be found on YouTube if you search Eve Echoes Radio. So, the Allied News Network, or ANN, is a news conglomerate headed by Red Deuce with the goals of bringing a common thread of veracity and quality to the New Eden news sphere. Check them out by looking at Red Deuce's channel. The Kerensky Show is an irreverent look at the politics of these echoes. They do live streams on various topics to do with the meta commentary and stringent politics that surround the game. And then Echoes from the Front is EFTF, and they are a part of ANN, run by Damon Zell. We mentioned him earlier. Good friends of him. We are very good friends. They are a weekly news roundup that takes a really deep dive into the highlights of the previous week. We take a little skim on the ocean. He takes a big deep dive. Well, I guess we're going to see you at the next broadcast, guys. I want to thank Deejers profoundly for dealing with me in the last 2 weeks and everybody else on the team. And I really want to thank Deejers. I want to thank Psycho Stick for allowing me to use their music. I'd like to thank Citrus for radio hosting, and I'd like to thank all you guys out there for listening. And I'm going to send you back to the Auto DJ in the Sky, which will be getting changes soon. Soon, the Auto DJ is going to be changed up. Music's going to be changed up. Things are going to be more set towards a more ambient or a more, a lighter thing, So we're going to be doing that. And I'll talk to you guys next time. I've been Frankie. You've been you. Ha ha ha. Bye-bye.